much for coming today. We've got a pretty full program, and we're going to take our time, and I will tell you in advance that we are going to take some pictures. We're going to take some pictures of everybody that's been in this area since 1966, so they experienced the boom that was Fairfield Bay. We're going to take a picture. Then we're going to have everybody that was here 25 years or more to come join them, and we want to get that picture. So while we have so many together, we want to take advantage of that opportunity to be able to get people together. And there are some more seats up front up here, folks. This is not church. You can sit in front of us. And then later in the program, we'll take a picture of everybody who's been a present or a past board or city council member. And then we're going to, Cruz & Associates, subsidiary of First Security Bank, is going to make a special presentation for the Green Initiative Award that we won this year. So everybody that's ever worked at the Recycle Center or has something to do with the beautiful landscaping out front, we want them to be acknowledged to the beautiful landscaping out front of the Recycle Center. So with that, let's get on with the program. So first, we have the City Prayer by Reverend Bob Hadley.
This prayer was written by Jim White some number of years ago, like 23 years ago. He's the one responsible for those totem poles that you see around town and a whole bunch of other things. So, and also a prayerful person, so here we go, let us pray. Almighty Heavenly Father, maker of heaven and earth, creator of beautiful colors of spring and fall that surround us here in Fairfield Bay. We thank you for the leadership of our land in Washington and Little Rock, Clinton, and Fairfield Bay, one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. We pray for your presence today as we witness and celebrate the continuing birth of the city of Fairfield Bay. In 50 years that we have celebrated. We ask for your guidance and blessings on those who have chosen to lead this infant city to become a city of such moral and civic stature that will become a symbol of all that is good and honorable in your sight. We pray that you will walk beside our leaders as they nurse, discipline, mold, and plan the future of our city, carefully and prayerfully as it grows from its infancy to its maturity. Give them strength, courage, and wisdom to challenges that lie before us. Be with us now as we go our separate ways, remembering that you are the kingdom, the power, and the glory. We praise you for the years that have passed since then that bring us to this year of celebration, for a renewed sense of thanks for the past, for the hope for the future. We thank you for present leaderships in Washington and Arkansas, Fairfield Bay, and the surrounding community. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Hadley. And, on my agenda, I have a presentation of the Boy Scouts and Ladies of the DFW Auxiliary bringing in flags representing the colors. Would you please remain standing and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem played by the Neighboring County Community Band. thank you. Now we're going to have some music from Van Buren County Band.
But we're very, very happy to be here, like I said. Our next song is one that you probably recognize, and I think they played on KFFB quite often, if I'm not mistaken. It's called A White Sport Coat. I'd say we have a little bit of talent in here, don't we? Very thankful.
Okay, we have been asked today to sing the Fairfield Bay song. I've lived here since 1985, and until we were asked to sing this, frankly, I didn't know we had a song, so I'm really excited. But this was written November 20th, 1976 by Gus Ron. Some of you may have known him. If anyone knows this song, you're more than welcome to join in or come right up here and sing it with us.
Yonder, on the hills and
Eileen Metters, one of the original Fairfield Bay directors and assistant to the president, provided the beautiful flower arrangement that's on stage today. And she sent these comments for me to read to you. It said, in 1965, Jacobus Construction Company, consisting of Jake Jacobus, Neil Simonson had completed their latest project in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and were looking for a new project. The concept of retirement communities was in its infancy, and they decided to pursue that idea. They asked C.M. Owen, a salesman for their company, to travel to Arkansas in search of some property. He had traveled through Van Buren County in his earlier years and decided to investigate it again since he had heard a large lake had been built there. Imagine that. He found 4,200 acres they purchased from the Army Corps of Engineers for $50 per acre. The rest is history. The third partner to join the team was a well-known attorney in Fort Smith, Arkansas, by the name of Randy Warner, and the dream began. Ms. Meadows provided the flowers to honor those early pioneers and all those employees who believed in the dream and worked together to make it what it is today. What an amazing 50 years. To think there was nothing here 50 years ago. Nothing. Just trees. It's pretty amazing. 3 men started with a new vision for a retirement resort community that helped to mold America's thought process on what could be. A planned community started from scratch. What excitement there must have been, and what a marketing challenge the founders had to overcome. Let's somehow get people to leave where they've probably lived their whole life and move to rural Arkansas. Can you imagine that task to sell that? Talk about innovation and out-of-the-box thinking. They helped pioneer something that's been replicated all over this country. There were golf courses, marina, tennis courts, pools, etc. built. Governors and senators regularly visited Fairfield Bay. Our population went from 0 to over 2,000, and we were Boom City. Then it all came crashing down when the founder company expanded too quickly. There was a financial market meltdown. Their line of credit was gone, and bankruptcy resulted. So the great citizens, and I see a lot of you, I know a lot of you, and landowners of Fairfield Bay faced a great challenge. Sometimes I think my job's pretty hard, but I can imagine what they went through. Somehow the obstacles were overcome and an entirely new town management structure was put into place. I know, reading the history, there's a resident property owners association, there was a property owners association, and then the city came on top of that, so it must have been quite the challenge to keep everything all going in the right direction. Shortly thereafter, Fairfield Bay became a city, and it's a great credit to all of our community leaders that they were held this town together. But we did suffer. The conference center closed, the mall stores closed, home sales decreased. We were on a downward trajectory. But in 2011, the community club invested in a marketing program, and a significant grant was received that allowed us to repair and reopen this beautiful place we're in today. Fairfield Bay is once again seeing improvements in our economic indicators and enjoying positive momentum. Through all the changes, our citizens, all of you, have remained dedicated to our city and willing to invest their talents and labor to make it successful. And I look out in the crowd. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are very awesome. Today we are recognized for awards for quality of life, Green Initiative, Volunteer Community of the Year, Tourism Development, and all those awards out on those tables at the back. So you can see those when you walk around, and anyway, I'm just so proud. And honored to serve as your mayor. I'm very proud of you, the stewards that you are of this beautiful place God's given us to live in. When I drive around, this is the most proud I am is when I drive around and I show people how pristine this place is. It's because of you. We don't have a bunch of people driving around picking up garbage are taking care of their yards. That's what it is today. And you folks are the ones who make this town special. So, okay, this year we received a very special award. That was for the Green Initiative. It's a City Distinction Award for our Recycle Center, for the Hippie Recycle Center, and for our Recycle Education Center. We also got the Master Garden Project of the Year award for that same center. So we want to recognize all of those folks. Cheryl Wagler from Cruz and Associates has brought a framed picture of the award announcement. And so we'll introduce Cheryl Wagler, and then we'll take a picture of everybody that's ever worked in recycle and Master Gardeners who participated in that project. So Cheryl Wagler, the first year.
Well, Cruz and Associates and First Security Bank have been honored to select and sponsor the City of Distinction Award over 2 deserving cities all throughout our great state for the last several years. And through the efforts of Harold and Sigrid Hippie, along with countless volunteers, the Hippie Recycle Center has exemplified outstanding advancement with their green initiatives. Despite having no curb service pickup in Fairfield Bay, the local residents have recycled close to 3 million pounds of materials. I think that's pretty awesome. And of course, with the addition of the educational pavilion that's adjacent to the Recycle Center, this has enabled the education of environmental responsibility that all of us should take seriously. I understand that a lot of the schools, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, even visitors that come to our area will visit our Recycle Center and the Educational Center and learn about their responsibility to make our world a better place. We're also excited, we're presenting this award for the City of Distinction for their green initiatives today, but I also brought a framed award picture for the City of Quality that Fairfield Bay was recognized for as well, with the reopening of this beautiful convention center. And so with that being said, our Harold and Sigrid here and the volunteers, if you'd like to come up.
Okay, it's my honor and privilege to present our county judge, Roger Hooper.
I'm going to ask y'all to do something, ladies and gentlemen. Only 6 or 7 people can keep their eyes open. The rest of y'all got to close your eyes for just a minute, okay? So close it. Once you envision Van Buren County and Fairfield Bay in the early 60s. No lake, no golf course, no Fairfield Bay, no new road, Clinton population was 744, and Van Buren County population was 7,225. Now open. Today, when you look at the lake, you see 40,000 acres of beauty. You see the pristine landscape. You see two 18-hole golf courses that weren't there then. You have a city that wasn't there then that has a population of 2,338. A weekend population of over 5,000. We got a new road. The Clinton population is 2,602. The Van Buren County population is 17,295. Now, if we are as successful in the next 50 years as we were the last 50 years, Van Buren Fairfield Bay's population will be 5,600. Clinton population will be 6,200. And Van Buren County's population is 41,500. Let's always be progressive and strive to promote Fairfield Bay and Van Buren County. And when Fairfield Bay celebrates its 100th anniversary, and I don't know if many of us will be around yet, but that generation can truly say that our forefathers were progressive and brought their generation a good life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judge Hooper. We're so fortunate to have our county judge in Fairfield Bay, and the teamwork that we have is really great. We've worked really hard to be developing good relationships with the city of Clinton, and we've made a lot of progress there. Mayor McCormick, one of his lifelong friends passed away, and they asked him to actually do the service today. So, but we've got a really great representative from Clinton here, Alderman Gayla Bradley, and she's going to speak. So we're very fortunate to have Gayla with us.
Mayor Willenberg, I don't know about that. He told me about 6 o'clock last night, will you do me a favor tomorrow? And I said, sure. He said, are you have anything going on? And I said, yeah, I have prom. I have to stay up all night long and do after prom. And then I have to teach Bible class Sunday, and then my daughter's getting married. I said, what do you need? He goes, I need you to represent the city. And I said, okay. He didn't tell me we were going to talk. So I am privileged to be here. I love Fairfield Bay. I'm very excited about that you're having a 50th birthday party. I wanted to wear a green dress because I am green with envy. I love Fairfield Bay. I'm excited and privileged to be here. Richard said, you know, I want you to say this and this after you told me that eventually I would talk. And I said, I have been as long a resident in Van Buren County as you have. And I have a history with Fairfield Bay. And he said, oh, that's good, that's good. So I'm just going to tell you my first memory. I'm not 50, not yet, not far. My first memory of Fairfield Bay was about in 7th grade. And I had made Pee Wee cheerleader, and we got in the bus and we came to Van de Griff's shoe store. And that was a whole story on the top level, on top of the bowling alley. And there was flags, and there was beautiful flowers, and we had to wait in line to check out. That's how busy it was. It was like an outlet mall. It was great, and I loved to shop. So that was my first memory. And then once I started to drive, we would fly over here to see how fast we could. Don't tell the sheriff. But we would fly to see how fast we could go up and down those hills from Clinton to Shirley, Fairfield Bay, and we loved it. The lake, you know, I love the lake today. It brings in so much tourism, and I can't wait. You have a wonderful, wonderful mayor. I don't know if y'all know that. I knew Paul before he was mayor, when they got Happy Feet. I've seen him dance, I've seen him sing. His wonderful wife. But, so I'm just privileged that the city of Clinton can work with Fairfield Bay so closely. Richard McCormick is doing a great job with the city, and I want to be sister cities. That's my goal. I don't know if he knows it or not. Getting back to my next, okay, I'm in high school, now I'm in college, and I go off to ASU, and I joined a sorority. And guess what? I thought we're going to get to go stay in the Peabody because that's in the years past. Well, no. This year we're going to go to the Fairfield Bay Conference Center right here and stay. And I was like, that's so close to home though. Fairfield Bay is like, I want to go away. So we all got condos. It was just so much fun. Then, this is how much I love Fairfield Bay. My daughter is getting married in June, and she's getting married right here. And we're having a reception here, and so this is just a long life. We spent our first anniversary here as a married couple. One of my friends had a condo, and guess where? Fairfield Bay. But I'm just privileged to be here, and we are looking forward to another 50 years at Fairfield Bay, working with the city of Clinton. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gayla. Next is Community Club President Ken Schutte.
Thank you, Mayor Wallenberger. As this day comes upon us, I want to thank everybody for attending, and I'm very humbled to be on the stage with so many community members who represent so much of Fairfield Bay. And many of us have an opportunity to call this place home. It's difficult to speak without recognizing and praising the positive advancement of our town. This community has a way of drawing out the best in all of us. We've got such a diversified array of amenities for family, guests, and friends. There's always something to do in Fairfield Bay. Over the past, we know all too well the results of not working together. But our recent history shows positive results of being a team. Combining our city, community club, members, organizations, and surrounding communities have all helped us to grow and become even a better town. Not all growth is even. We've had some setbacks, and our growth and momentum is definitely moving forward. We've managed to put aside personal agendas and work for the improvement of all of Fairfield Bay. I'm amazed, and really amazed at the amount of volunteers, along with our staff, who all multitask, blending personal, objective views, goals, and relationships for our community improvements. Building on our recent successes, the best is really yet to come. We're looking forward to the beginning of Fairfield Bay Development Foundation, town center improvements, securing a long-awaited hotel investor, continued development of spec homes, which are the first that are being started now in over 2 decades, marina expansion with additional slips, hopefully a floating restaurant. Next year we're looking for pickleball, bocce courts, and continued growth of our 9 major events. I really want to thank everybody for their community-wide support and efforts they've done for this community. It's just a wonderful place to call home. Let's enjoy this day and every day in Fairfield Bay, and thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Now I'd like to introduce my good friend from Senator Bozeman's office, Tim Riley, who has a letter from Senator Bozeman congratulating us.
Thank you, Paul, and we'll get to the letter in just a minute, but I was thinking 50. seems to be a magical number when you turn 50, when you celebrate 50 years of marriage, when you celebrate your 50th anniversary or graduation reunion. They all seem like they're so far away. But here's the reality. You guys have just taken baby steps. You guys have just started to learn to walk. If you think of a child, that's where you guys sit today. But the leadership that you have here between your mayor, your judge, the city of Clinton, and the city council, and the forethinking that they're doing now will have a lasting impact for years to come. So your children and your grandchildren, when they arrive here, will be happy and be able to celebrate those amenities. About every few months, I get a phone call from the mayor. He goes, "Tim, I have an idea." At that point, I sit down because I know that it is going to be, it may be the silliest thing that I think is possible. Last year, I get a phone call from the mayor. "Tim, I've got an idea." Okay. "All right, Mayor, what are you thinking?" "There's a cops grant." "Yes, Mayor, there is a cops grant. We need an extra officer in Fairfield Bay." I looked at the mayor and I said, "Mayor, I appreciate your enthusiasm. The senator is behind you 110%. But let's talk reality. What's your crime rate?" 1%? "Mayor, let's understand this. This grant is based on crime statistics. The reality that you might actually get this grant is slim to none. It's really intended for Little Rock and some of those other cities." And then the announcements came out. And I'm looking over it, and Little Rock gets 13 officers. See, I knew what I was talking about. And there's Fairfield Bay, getting 1 officer. So I wonder what the crime rate is now that we've secured this grant. I also remember when the mayor took me to this building before it was renovated. He goes, "Tim, I've got an idea." Thanks, Mayor. We are going to go after an economic development grant, and we need your help. We've got a couple of projects, actually. We will not only redo the conference center, but we have a road that floods all the time. Would you help us, as best you possibly can, secure that grant so we can cut 9 to 10 miles off people's commute when this area floods every year? So we'll do what we can, and we got that grant. And we see the facility in the way it is today. Mayor calls me a couple months ago, goes, "I got an idea." "Yes, sir." "Well, when you walk out the conference center, what do you see?" "A bunch of old buildings that look a little run down." He goes, "You're right. No one wants to stay here. They want to figure out where to go. They want to go to Eureka Springs. They want to go to these other places. They want to come to Little Rock. Can you help me attract business?" I said, "Mayor, I can't wave a magic wand, but we'll try." I said, "I got some friends that I want you to come. I want them to come up, spend some time in Fairfield Bay." And Paul, as he normally does, packs them right into his car and goes, "Listen, I want to show you what this community is all about." So they go off and they show them the lake and do all of that. And then they point out that City Hall used to be here. But City Hall isn't there anymore. We have a doctor's office. Then he takes them over to the community center. He goes, "Look at this community center. We've got people's art here. We've got history here. We've got all sorts of stuff." But when you walk out, what do you see? Is there a way we can work together? So my friends at USDA Rural Development and our business and industry program have been working with Paul to come up with, knock on wood, another grant and that to invest in the city. As easy as we thought this would be, Paul calls me afterwards and he goes, "We had a great meeting, but it's going to take just a little bit longer." And so Paul continues to work today to transform what you see outside that community center, but without the forethinking of what our forefathers and what other people have thought is a good idea, continues to move things forward. A month ago, I was here to speak at Rotary, and as I was speaking beforehand, I went and saw the Clinton mayor. And I asked Mayor how things were going. He's been on the job a year. He goes, "You know what, I look up to Paul. You know why I look up to Paul? Paul's got things going in the right direction in Fairfield Bay. Now we need to work together. Now we need to work forward." So the city of Clinton hasn't forgot you. They realize how important the tourism is. One last story, and then I'll read the letter. Paul called me about 6 months ago. He goes, "Tim, we've got an issue." I said, "Well, Mayor, what's going on?" He goes, "Got a grocery store here in town, and they've been on septic for a number of years. We have the septic fields all full. We have a business right next door that wants to move out of this community. Can we get a grant to redo the sewer?" With the help of Congressman Hill's office and our office, we were able to get a DRA grant and not only save the grocery store, the architectural building that is next, but what is the future going to hold out there? That is the gateway to this community. And it was interesting, I drove in this morning from Cabot and we drove past the grocery store and I said, you know, even in 5 years, what is going to have changed? But it doesn't stop there. The county judge has worked with UA, CCM, to work very hard to bring a nursing program. Once again, saving you guys the trips, maybe over to Clinton. And people go, "Well, that's not that far away, it's 10 miles. The reality is when you have to choose between food and prescription drugs, that 10 miles could mean next week's gas money or food money. And so it's so important. So you've got some visionaries in place. And the important thing to do is to keep them in place, to keep encouraging them. They have things on the right track. And as the judge said, if we do want growth in the future, it takes some planning and some thinking. And it's not all positive. You may not agree with the mayor, but as the senator says, we can disagree, but not be disagreeable. Believe me, Paul calls me with all sorts of ideas, and someday I'll have the answer for him. But he knows that if he can get it on our radar, that we can work in partnership with state agencies, with your state representatives, and be able to continue the momentum that this community has. You guys are the envy of a lot of cities. I was talking to the senator not too long ago, and he was in Cabot, and I said, "Senator, how'd your meeting go?" And he goes, "There's a lot of people that would like to have the problems the city of Cabot has. It's what Fairfield Bay has. People would love to have some of the issues and some of the problems that you guys have. It does take a lot of pain, but we've all made mistakes in our lives, good, bad, or indifferent. And the way to continue to move forward is to continue to take those baby steps. And while you may not see it in 5 years, you may not see it in 10 years, look back at where we started and where you guys are today. So as I mentioned, the senator couldn't make it today, but he did send his regards in the form of a letter. It says, "Dear Mayor Wellenberger, it's my honor to help commemorate the 50th anniversary of the city of Fairfield Bay. The community is an Arkansas treasure, and I'm pleased that you continue to grow and thrive. With your beautiful location and active community, Fairfield Bay is unique. Although many Arkansans think of it as a vacation site, I'm glad to see the community's strength in projects like the new Veterans Fishing Barge and the effort to resurface 29 miles of road. The city of Fairfield Bay is a great asset to our state, and I'm truly grateful for the efforts to showcase the natural wonders of Arkansas to visitors while providing a great place for Arkansans to call home. I'm pleased to help you mark this occasion. Look forward to your continuing to help the community with projects to grow in the future. Please accept my sincere best wishes. Congratulations on a very special milestone. Sincerely, Senator John Bozeman." Paul likes to tell the story when we had the senator here after we had the grant to complete this project. And mind you, when we had the ribbon cutting, the government was shut down, so not many of us could be here for that. So we made sure that the senator had the opportunity to come back. And when he came back, he pulled the mayor aside and said, "You want to know something? Way back when I was just an eye doctor, I used to come to Fairfield Bay. Me and my wife used to come and stay." So he understands how important the future of this community is. He's got a special place in his heart, and he's honored and privileged to represent you all. Thank you.
Wow, that's a good campaign speech, wasn't it? I really appreciate our friendship and the time we've worked together. And I'm looking forward to working with Rebecca Hilmer representing Senator Cotton over the years. Senator Cotton's only been in office for a year, so we haven't had a chance to work as long as we have with Tim, but we're going to work with Rebecca just as close. So it's my honor and privilege to present Rebecca Hilmer to you from Senator Cotton's office.
Like the mayor said, I'm sorry I'm not as entertaining and fun as Tim, and I haven't worked with the city as long as him, but hearing all the stories, I can genuinely say I'm looking forward to it. If you would just do me a favor, would you all give your mayor another round of applause, please? I have never met a mayor so involved and so madly in love with his community as Mayor Paul is. I mean, first day I even came here, I think I got here at 9 and I left about 5 o'clock. I saw the whole city, and I can honestly say it went by like that. I got to see everything. I have my Nikes in my car outside ready to go on that trail with the workout machines. I mean, y'all have an incredibly beautiful community, and y'all have so much pride. I mean, this is not going to make me very popular in the room, but I was raised, I'm a city girl, unfortunately. Was raised in a city of 9 million, and yeah, a little something small. But I can genuinely say cities should strive to be like y'all. Y'all have so much pride in your own community. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I'm sad I'm not outside right now. It's just beautiful, and I just commend y'all so much for the last 50 years, for the next 50 years, but now the important stuff, what the senator really has to say, since he's the important one. But let me just read this for y'all. City of Fairfield Bay, I join with all of you in celebrating the 50th anniversary of Fairfield Bay, Arkansas. The events planned to mark this special occasion are exciting, and I hope that you will take part in all that community leaders have organized to highlight this milestone in your life of your city. Congratulations on all that you have accomplished. Through your hard work and dedication, you have made Fairfield Bay a premier recreational destination as well as a place to call home in the state of Arkansas. Fairfield Bay is a wonderful example of what makes community in Arkansas so special. This celebration shows your community truly coming together as a motto of your celebration goes, celebrating the past while inspiring the future. I'm honored to be your senator. Please do not hesitate to reach out at any time. Congratulations and best wishes for the next 50 years of Fairfield Bay. Sincerely, Tom Cotton. Thank you for inviting me today, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
You heard that, he said, don't hesitate to call, right? All right. Next, representing Representative French Hill is Richard Maxwell, his district representative for Military and Veteran Affairs. It is French Hill's anniversary today, so he had promised, he told me about 5 months ago that he was going to take his wife somewhere today. So.
Thank you, Mayor. And, you know, I'm going 2 people behind Tim, and I'm still going to apologize for not being as entertaining as he is. But, I'm very happy to be here today. I've spent a lot of time up in this area in Fairfield Bay. I've got family that lives here, have vacation homes on the lake. That's where I'm staying this weekend, as a matter of fact. So, coming to work in Van Buren County to me is kind of like just a mini vacation every time. I truly love it. I want to also send a special thank you out to the Boy Scouts of America and to the VFW Ladies Auxiliary for guarding our colors today. I mean, you know, the Boy Scouts, obviously, that's our future. That's the future of this county, the future of the state, and this nation. And the Ladies Auxiliary, I mean, what can I say? As a VFW member, I know probably half the posts wouldn't be around if it wasn't for the Ladies Auxiliary keeping everything together. So thank you all very much for that. Now, on behalf of Congressman French Hill's office, I'd like to read this letter. Dear Mayor Willenberger, I want to wish the city of Fairfield Bay a happy 50th anniversary. As a member of Congress, I am honored to represent the fine citizens of your city. Fairfield Bay's transformation during the last few years is first rate. This is a testament to the hard work and careful planning by city officials, property owners, and the citizens of Fairfield Bay. The Bay is certainly a gem within Arkansas's 2nd Congressional District. I look forward to many years of continued partnership. If I may ever be of service to you, please do not hesitate to contact me. May God's blessings be upon you during this special occasion. Sincerely, Congressman J. French Hill, Member of Congress. Thank you.
All right, we forget a lot of times that we have another U.S. representative, because we have 183 citizens that live in Cleveland County, and their U.S. representative is Rick Crawford. So we're very honored today to have Joseph Didden, who is a field representative for Representative Crawford, come speak to us today.
My wife Dorsey and I came in about an hour and a half early today. I had never been here before, and it was an experience. We drove around for a good hour and a half, and I was impressed with the pristine, immaculate community that you have here, the yards, everything that you have. And one thing my wife said is, you know, this community has, there was a grocery store, there was a car wash, there was a gas station, there was a health center. I mean, there's everything here that you'd have in any city that you've ever lived in. And there's no reason to leave here. Once you're home, you just stay home. So I appreciate it. I want to thank the mayor for calling me and contacting me and inviting me down here to represent the congressman. I'm the B team. He's not here today. But he has a letter here he'd like me to read to you in his behalf. Dear Mayor Wellenberger, congratulations on the City of Fairfield Bay's 50th anniversary. For 50 years, Fairfield Bay has offered residents and visitors a beautiful location to live, work, and play. From the incredible view of the Ozark Mountains to fishing, water skiing, and boating on Greers Ferry Lake, communities such as Fairfield Bay are at the very heart of our state and nation. It is an honor to represent the Fairfield Bay community in the U.S. House of Representatives, and I wish you an enjoyable and memorable 50th anniversary celebration. And I look forward to working with you to ensure the next 50 years are even better. Sincerely, Rick Crawford, Member of Congress. Thank you very much.
All right, now for a proclamation from the governor. It says to all to whom these presents come, greetings. Whereas President John F. Kennedy dedicated the dam that formed Greers Ferry Lake on October 3rd, 1963, and whereas building a recreational outdoor resort and retirement community was the dream of real estate developers C. Randolph Warner, Neil Simonson, and Jake Jacobus on the north shore banks of the pristine Greers Ferry Lake, and whereas the Fairfield Bay Marina was built and opened in 1966 and the development of Fairfield Bay begun, and whereas Fairfield Bay quickly grew with lake activities, championship golf, tennis, and many more exciting venues, and whereas Fairfield Bay has twice been recognized as both the Volunteer Community of the Year and City of Distinction, and whereas Fairfield Bay has been heralded the safest city in which to live and one of the most popular resorts in Arkansas, and whereas Fairfield Bay has 9 signature events each year, and whereas Fairfield Bay has added enhanced trail systems, recreational facilities, arts, and entertainment culture, and whereas God has blessed Fairfield Bay with bountiful wildlife and beautiful natural surroundings, now, therefore, I, Asa Hutchinson, Governor of the State of Arkansas, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the State of Arkansas, do hereby proclaim April 23rd, 2016 as Fairfield Bay Golden Anniversary Day, in recognition of the 50th anniversary of the founding of Fairfield Bay, and I urge all citizens to join me in this special observance, and testimony whereof I have hereunto my hand and caused the great seal of the State of Arkansas to be affixed this 18th day of February, in the year of our Lord, 2016, Asa Hutchinson, Governor. Attested by Mark Martin, Secretary of State. Okay, now for my favorite person in this whole place. She knows who she is. Yeah. So a couple of things, we dedicated the digital sign out front. I don't think when I wrote the application for that grant that I told Senator Urban that the one we had out there had been donated from the Laser Tag Center, and when it went down, the instructions were in Chinese. So Gail Carlo, who's left, but Gail tried his best to fix it many times, and it finally just cratered. So now we have an American sign out front, and that's thanks to Senator Urban. So one of the things I get to do representing Fairfield Bay at the state level is I'm the chairman of the Second Class Advisories Committee, and also on the executive committee of the Arkansas Municipal League. And they've asked me to present to Senator Urban the Distinguished Legislator Award in honor of those who demonstrated exemplary service that benefited cities and towns of Arkansas during the 90th General Assembly. It's hereby bestowed upon Honorable Missy Urban, State Senator. now, Senator Urban.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting. That's a great surprise. You're so sweet. Oh, wow. Good morning, good afternoon. God bless Fairfield Bay. God bless Arkansas. This has just been an incredible celebration today. And, you know, I just want to share with you from my heart. You all have privileged and honored me by allowing me to serve you. And this past week, I lost a very dear friend, Toppy Owens. Toppy was a part of my church family. He was still is, brother in Christ. He adored Mountain View, Arkansas. He adored Fairfield Bay. He played golf every Wednesday with the old coons. And I used to come and hang out with them over at Mountain Ranch, and I would just hang out with them. They were awesome, wonderful people. But Toppy exemplified, he was also a lay speaker, and he was a preacher. And when Toppy got that Bible, he would just take that Bible and he would just preach the Word of God like there's nobody else that could preach it. And he would always tell me, I love you, kid, but you know who loves you more? Jesus. Amen. And that brings me to what I want to say to you. The reason why you're here today celebrating what you're celebrating, this 50th anniversary of Fairfield Bay, is because of one thing: love. Love thy neighbor. You live it. You breathe it. It is in every single effort, every single ounce of energy that you put into the work that you have done here. It's love. It really is love. And when you drive into Fairfield Bay, you see a sign with all the churches listed. You have been blessed because you have adequately and rightly so given the glory to where it deserves to be. You embrace the fact that you love God, and that because you love God, you love your neighbor, you love the place that you live, you are a great steward of what God has given you, and God has blessed you, and He has blessed your mayor, He has blessed your county judge, He has blessed all the city council members, He has blessed each and every one of the volunteers up here today. He has blessed the city of Fairfield Bay. He has blessed the state of Arkansas because of you. And you are such a testimony to that scripture. You are such a testimony to the people that come and preach, because they are encouraged by the fellowship that they get from you, from one another, from this magical, blessed place. You know, we lost Toppy this week, and I was at his funeral, but it was an incredible celebration of life. Just like today, Toppy would have been here today, but I get to be here, and I'm going to say what Toppy would say. And the last thing he said to me at church on Sunday, when he walked into church, he said, "I'm proud of you, kid. Never stop standing up for what you believe in." And guys, that's what I'm going to say to you. Those were the last words that Toppy said to me Sunday morning when we walked into church. And then he died right after church. And so I'm going to just tell you, I'm proud of you, kid. I'm proud of you. Never stop standing up for what you believe in. You believe in fellowship, you believe in love, you believe in loving one another, you believe in your community, you believe that you and your efforts and how you volunteer can make wonderful places for people to enjoy, for people to experience that love, for people to bring their children and their grandchildren to create a place that will be remembered today and 50 years from now. So stand up for what you believe in. I am proud of you, kid. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Irvin. So, I think we've come to the conclusion of our program. I want to invite all of you to stay and enjoy all the memorabilia that's been put together. We've got 200 cupcakes up here, so first come, first serve. But be sure none are left. We've also got a beautiful cake over here that actually has our 50th logo on it, so that's a kind of something cool to look at. But we'll be cutting it up and eating it too. So I think we'd like to get as many people together as we can somewhere for a photo. Is that true? Yeah. You want to get a group photo? We've had enough, okay. We've had enough photos. Aren't you glad? Okay. So we're gonna have cupcakes and drinks, and then after about a half hour, we'll have a drawing for a 2-night stay and play package. So with that, if you want to head down to the marina, we're going to give a free boat cruise on the Veterans Barge. So that'll depart around, what time is it now? Yeah, it's probably about, we'll probably leave at about 3 or 3:30. They're going to christen the yacht club is christening the boat, blessing the fleet. So Reverend Hadley will take off his suit. He'll go out on the dock at Sugarloaf, on Sugarloaf Island. He'll get a gigantic squirt gun. And when the boats in the yacht club drive by, he'll squirt them with a gun. So, anyway, you're all invited around on the barge. It's a beautiful day, so it'd be a great day for a lake cruise. So, anyway, have some cupcakes, have some cake. Thank you all for coming.